of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. This episode of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed protector of the universe. Bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that are both weapons and symbols of his station, he fights an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar.
Hello and welcome back to the front lines. This is the Quantum Zone. I am Phil. Joining me as always, Boston's favorite son.
Oh, I get first billing. Hi. I'm here always, Matt Kona.
I don't want to make you cry again. And some other guy with us, master of the Quantum Zone.
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
I've heard of him.
I was trying to get that. Supposedly, that's like a big thing in the credits, Kona. I was trying to show you specialty, like Next Generation and Brent Spiner, or
Yeah, I can use contractions though.
You can or cannot.
There is no try. Wait, that's different.
That's some deep nerd humor right there.
All right. Well, the good news is we're only recording, when was it? We recorded Thursday last week, so we're back on Tuesday to record, which is good. We don't have to wait a whole week. The bad news is it's the day before the Guardians of the Galaxy annual. We don't have that to talk about yet.
No.
So next week, next episode, we will have
some stuff to dish about.
Yeah. So what's a thought came to me today. I wanted to ask you guys this. Were either, I'm sure Will probably was, but Matt, were you reading like Quasar as it was coming out, like the last issue? Did you?
No, I wasn't. But I would occasionally pop in and out. But it was not widely distributed in my realm, my neck of the woods. Yeah. What's the question? Maybe.
Well, I was going to ask.
Or is that it?
No. I was going to ask. When you like, oh man, the series got canceled. Did you jump to another book? Which I did. I jumped to. I went to DC. Well, another DC book, Green Lantern, because Kal Rayner just become Green Lantern. So I was like, a guy's just handed cosmic power. I'll give it a try.
An everyman.
Oh yeah, literally, it's just like, yeah, you'll do.
I could still answer the question a little bit if I was reading one book and something happened, or it got canceled, or I just didn't like the art. Sometimes that was enough to turn me away. But I think I did sort of the same thing as you, where I went completely in the opposite direction. I remember I started reading The Flash after just getting bored with something from Marvel, and I read The Ray a lot. So I would go completely, wouldn't jump within titles for a company for some reason. I just wanted to get a completely different taste in some other places.
I mean, I always had my foot in both, but Will?
Yeah, I kind of did too. There really wasn't a lot of great Marvel Cosmic at that time. The Starlin stuff, Warlock and the Infinity Watch, and his books. It was not necessarily for me, so I didn't read much of it. But that was around the time I probably stopped reading X-Men, maybe a year or two before that. I don't know. I was reading Flash, because I think Wade was on Flash at that point, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, what was that, like 94? Yeah.
There was nothing like Quasar at Marvel. There really wasn't.
I was gonna say, not right away. Maybe 2 or 3 years later. I know I got into Silver Surfer a little bit, like towards the end of that run.
Yeah, I remember picking that up off the stands, and gosh, I was in it up until probably just after like the Tyrant arc or something.
Because I remember like Heroes Reborn, like he came back to Earth and stuff. and was like macking on the Thing's girlfriend.
Oh man, she's gotten a lot of attention from a lot of other superheroes.
Just something about the Fantastic Four. I guess it seems like you can pick up their women because like Namor's always after the woman, and then, the Four Surfers like picking up Alicia.
Yeah, it's rough. I think I had a similar reaction to Warlock, and I wanted to check it out at the beginning, and I just wasn't doing that much for me. Just that they didn't seem like that fun a team. I don't know, but
nobody is. Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, I was just saying, but they're keeping the gems safe. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
It always bothered me that nobody's smarter than Warlock and Thanos, and nobody's better, nobody's more powerful. Nobody. Yeah, that just bothers me.
I mean, not to spoil too much, but when we get there, was it Quasar 53 where Warlock appears?
Oh yeah,
or even Infinity War. I'm just like, kick his ass.
Me too.
Well, that's the other thing. I think months back when I told you guys I got those Guardians of the Galaxy trades, like the store I got them from, they had they made like some Marvel covers into like art. I mean, you could it looked like covers, but you can hang them on the wall. They had one Quasar. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get it. But it was Quasar 53. It's that Warlock one, which basically like Quasar's headlet is like down in the corner, like Warlock's like all big on the cover and like attacking him. Like Quasar's like basically down in the right corner. I'm like, I'm not buying that. Just it's a Quasar cover, but he's barely on it.
How about a Capullo cover? Like, I don't know, 27, 32.
I would have settled for a Quasar cover where his whole body was on the cover. Or anything from the neck down, jeez.
Yeah.
True.
Yes, I was thinking about the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern because I'll give you a plug, Ray, on Ray's other show, Last Sons of Krypton. Some listener called Phil Parrish sent in a thing. See, I was talking about Superman. I was like, hey, talk about Superman's appearance in Green Lantern 52 and 53 from the 90s. Because Superman shows up.
With Parallax, right?
No, that was Mongol.
Oh, Mongol, okay.
Yeah. Big yellow alien.
Thanos for DC. Sorry.
Would you say Mongol is Thanos, or would you say Darkseid is Thanos?
Well, Darkseid was. This is just my opinion, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Darkseid came first. At Marvel, Thanos is kind of a copy of Darkseid, and then Mongol is kind of a copy of Thanos, I think.
Oh yeah, they're always ripping each other off. Because I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but I swear they brought Bucky back as the Winter Soldier about the same time that they brought Jason Todd, the second Robin, back from the dead.
Now, as much as I really don't like Mongol, Alan Moore for The Man Who Has Everything, Superman Annual.
Oh yeah. What is it?
10 or 11? Yeah, I can't remember which one. Awesome story.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Johns used him in the reboot of Green Lantern with Hal Jordan back before Blackest Night, which was a pretty good story too. They used the same flower, the Black Mercy. Is that what it's called? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Deep nerd stuff, right?
But yeah, no, the Green Lantern story I had them talking about was it was like, came after Reign of the Supermen, where Mongol helped Cyborg blow up Coast City.
Yeah,
basically drive Hal Jordan crazy.
But it wasn't Hal Jordan; it was Parallax all along. Ha!
Just like they did with the Scarlet Witch. It's like you have somebody go bad, and then years later, when you want to bring them back, they're like, "Oh no, they were under the influence of somebody."
That's right; they were being controlled, or it wasn't them; it was a clone. Clone, I say clone. But apparently, I was reading some stuff online that the Carnage stuff is really good. You were reading that, right, Matt?
Yes, I have. I've read the first 2 Absolute Carnages and a couple of the little tie-ins. I can find it, but there's a list of the order you're supposed to read them in. So I want to try to, before I spend a little time and read them in the right order. But the main title, number 2, especially, really kicked it into a high gear. And I think the third one comes out this week that we're recording, which is the 17th today.
I might have to catch up because I did get the first issue, but I'm like suffering event fatigue. I read the first issue, and I read the first issue with the Deadpool tie-in, which wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't read the Deadpool one. I read the Symbiote Scream one because you interviewed the guy who wrote a little bit about it. I think you doing the Moon Knight podcast.
Oh, Colin Bunn, yeah.
So it got my interest, and I think I got another one that was like Lethal Protectors that has Iron Fist in it or something, but I didn't read that one yet because I wasn't sure the order.
But speaking of writers, on Friday you could have watched it live. You can watch it on YouTube right now. If not, it'll hit this podcast Tuesday, October 1st. I talked to J.M. DeMatteis.
Oh,
last month. Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
And
he did some good stuff.
Oh, yeah, because he even said, because I'm like, I got so much stuff I would love to talk to you about, like your Captain America stuff. And then he's like, I'll come back. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, okay. I will hit you up with that.
Nice.
All right, so should we get to this issue?
Let's get to the battlefield.
Let's go out to the West Coast.
Sorry.
So you should publish this podcast 3 hours after you normally would.
Hey, just 2 hours for me, guys.
Okay. All right. 2 hours.
I feel like anyone would notice, but just all the West Coast Avengers issues are 3 hours behind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I did a little tweaking to Ray's suggestions because Ray wrote in because we were like, hey, who do you want to hear do which part? And Ray's like, have Phil do all the women. Mate.
Trying to wind you up.
I know.
What town does he live in Australia, by the way?
I don't know. Ray didn't tell us what town you're in. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, send us your address. Yeah.
All right. So I said, well, he wanted me to do all the women, but I said I'll keep the cap. I'll keep my cap. And then I'll do Quasar for like the page and a half he's on at the end. But then I said I'll do Captain America, Quasar, and Scarlet Witch, and Spider-Woman, and I believe so. Will, you are Iron Man, Living Lightning, and Hawkeye.
Cool.
And then he suggested U.S. Agent and Wonder Man for Mr. Kona.
Yeah. Thank you.
And they try to even it out a little, give you Mockingbird too. But again, she's another one I think's only like on
Bird. I like that Will he's Hawkeye and Iron Man because Will has a personality just like those guys. He's real arrogant. And,
that's me.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna go and get time travel before the end of this thing.
Arrogant.
Okay? Arrogant. Hey, he's drunk and arrogant.
Drunk with power.
I wish I had his money.
Spec. I get to say spec. Let me say spec again.
Spec script. Yeah.
And to keep our continuity, Matt, you did Rick Jones last time, right?
I did, yeah.
You want to do Rick Jones again?
Yeah.
I guess I'll do all the aliens. All right.
Just the female ones.
I'll get you, Ray. All right. So Operation Galactic Storm, Part 2. From Avengers West Coast number 80 from March 1992 again. The title, Turn of the Century, Sentry.
Love it.
Nice.
Oh, and even that first part was still Mark Waid, but nope. Because this is West Coast Avengers. It's Roy and Dan Thomas writers.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers, correct?
I think.
Will, do you know if they're brothers?
Yeah.
No, I think Dan is his wife.
Oh, is
maybe? It? Roy and Dan. I'm not sure.
Unless I'm thinking somebody else. I thought I heard it as brothers, but maybe it might have been somebody else.
I could certainly be wrong. Because I've always that's what I've always thought.
Maybe I'm thinking the Bushimas. Sal
and John.
Yeah. Maybe that's who I'm thinking about. Yeah. David Ross, penciler, who Ray will mention in his comments. Tim Dazon, inker. Joe Rosen, letterer. Bob Sharon, colorist. Nelly Omtov, is that editor? I can't see over that past that high heel. And Tom DeFalco, editor in chief. You know, it's serious. He didn't give himself a clever nickname.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I love this. From this part on, they give you little recaps at the top of the first page. Martin Luther King. Rick Jones had a dream. In it, the alien crew was annihilated. Wishing to avoid becoming a pawn in another intergalactic war, he contacted his former partner, Captain America, only to have his worst fear become a reality. And that is from Captain America 398, last episode.
And yes, Dan Thomas is Roy Thomas's wife, Danette Macuto.
Cool.
Full name. Right. Okay. So here's Rick Jones, captive. Right. So while you piggyback terror, while your piggyback terror took on Captain America down on Earth, you took me over lock, stock, and skybike.
As seen in Captain America number 398.
And
then on sale.
Yes, it's probably on sale now. And hauled my tail up here into Earth orbit. That doesn't mean I'm going to tell you. Oh wait, no, you talk.
I think you do keep talking.
Oh, okay. That doesn't mean I'm going to tell you creeps anything I know about Captain Mar-vell. The poor guy's dead. Let him stay that way.
And then one of the guards hold him. It's like, Commander Oracle, Earthen believes we are Kree.
Huh? You mean you're not?
And is that Oracle? After so base an insult, Rick Jones, you are fortunate we have need of knowledge you possess. Tempest, Electron, and I are Shi'ar, as are the two warship troopers holding you. The nameless troop. Rick?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm turning the page, but okay. Digitally, I'm on the wife's computer, so I gotta click some things manually. The Shi'ar, tell me, is there anybody in outer space not scheming to conquer the Earth?
We care nothing about your backwater world.
Then why'd you order me to spill my guts about my old buddy Mar-vell? I'm not telling you a thing. Not even if you torture me. Not even if.
If I cannot read your lips, youth, I shall instead read your mind. I see you, a bit younger, lured by Captain America into a cave in your country's southwestern desert. In reality, you pursued a mirage created by the Kree officer Mar-vell, who is trapped in the negative zone. When you put on the negabands you found in that subterranean Kree laboratory, you exchanged places with him for brief periods. You and Mar-vell formed a symbiotic relationship, traces of which remain in your brain long after that psychic bond has been severed. That's interesting. Although I don't think anyone ever plays with that. Soon afterwards, I see Mar-vell again in that hidden layer, forced to battle a powerful Kree android. It seems his former commander, Jan Rog, had discovered on another level a machine long outlawed by the Kree, the Psych Magnetron. Bathed in its glow, Jan Rog could mentally recreate anything ever devised by Kree science. Still, Mar-vell triumphed, and Jan Rog was killed in the resultant explosion. And at the bottom of the page, it says, see Leonard's page for all sources. So I guess we'll talk about that. Only later did Rick Jones realize that through Mar-vell, he had become embroiled in the Kree-Skrull War, which had already spanned many millennia. The incidental involvement in that war of the Earthborn beings known as the Avengers turned out to be crucial. All right, now we're getting to the Kree-Skrull War.
Oh, yeah.
First,
Wayback Machine.
First, threats the captive mutants. The Skrulls obtain the secret of a Kree Omni-Wave projector, the ultimate transgalactic communicator, which was also capable of being turned by non-Kree into the ultimate death ray. So it's like you turned a cell phone into a death ray.
Yeah.
Then, with the Terran's help, Mar-vell destroyed the Omni-Wave just in time to save his own race. Yet it was this very Rick Jones, now physically independent of Mar-vell, who decided the matter. The Kree Supreme Intelligence, again, remember that name, had manipulated events so that the Omni-Wave would unleash in the boy a power endemic to all Earthens, mental waves which immobilized Kree and Skrull alike. The Kree and Skrull, two star-spanning races at an evolutionary dead end, which left them vulnerable to being surpassed by Earth's human race in time. But Mar-vell was not destined to live to see that great drama played out upon a cosmic stage. He, who had battled androids and armies, at last succumbed to a cancer caused by earlier exposure to a type of nerve gas. He died and was buried near Titan, a moon on the planet Sol 6, known to Terrans as Saturn, which we saw, in Quasar 12?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we're going to see it again.
Oh, that's right. Next week, right?
I think so.
One of the other, was it Electron? Have you seen enough, Oracle? Yes, Tempest. Rick Jones will now lead us to the Kree lair where he first encountered Mar-vell. Won't you, Terran?
Yes.
And the next page, we're basically back on Earth, but there's no meanwhile or any,
Let's see. I'm Living Lightning and Hawkeye, right?
That's right.
All right. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
You're excited about this.
Okay, Living Lightning, your call. One electro arrow coming right at ya. And Trolley, Hawkeye. But he's thinking to himself, but you're not going to catch little Miguel with that. Okay? It's turning when I do. I better... Zicked. Miguel, try to aim for the trees. You think I can still fly? In that case...
Step into my parlor, said the Spider Woman to the X-Fly.
Gracias, Julia. You're getting faster at weaving those sidewebs, aren't you? Faster than I was at ducking that arrow, anyway.
Hey, I like the way Dr. Pym modified your outfit.
You could have heard him, Clint.
Get real, Bobby. I'm glad he wasn't hurt, but the kid knows the ropes by now.
Yes, if Hawkeye could customize an electrified version of a heat-seeking missile, so could one of our enemies, said Scarlet Witch.
Check, Wanda. And from what I've seen of the Living Lightning, he'll soon be able to handle himself with the best of them.
Well, if it isn't the Red Eye Special. And where's Wonder Man been keeping himself since we laid off the night shift?
Just take us care of some unfinished business in Hollywood, Avenger.
All right, 2 puns right in one panel. First, the Red Eye Special, because it's Wonder Man.
Uh-huh.
And then 2, yes, they did battle the villains known as the Night Shift last issue, so we laid off the Night Shift. I see you, Thomas. I see you. Oh, look who's lurking in the room. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
He said he. All right, so Scarlet Witch. I hope she was worth it, Simon.
It wasn't like that exactly.
If all 7 regulars are here, plus Mockingbird, we may as well start the meeting.
You know, Bobby, this is my favorite part of being an Avenger. It is? Where we all get to sit around a poker table with a big A on it, trying to figure out what Iron Man's saying through his voice filter.
What do you know? U.S. agent made a funny.
And then I guess what is it? The housekeeper, whatever. Excuse me, Avengers. Captain America is on the phone.
I'll take it, Carlos.
Uh-oh. It's been bad blood between Cap and Shellhead ever since that Armor Wars business.
Oh, man, they didn't footnote that?
No.
Come on, man.
All right. Do my Cap. Oh, hello, Iron Man. Well, no. Actually, no. I'm not using my new communicard because I don't have it. I tossed it to Rick Jones so he could make a getaway on my Sky Cycle while I was fighting this big bruiser named Warstar. I'm at a payphone outside a diner in Benson, Arizona, and frankly, I need your help since your group's so much closer than the Avengers.
We're not really in the shuttle bus business, Captain America. Hey, come on, Tin Man. I know you and Cap got a mat on for each other, but we're all Avengers.
Still, shouldn't Cap have said Avengers East Coast?
You got a point there, Spy. Naturally, if you think you're onto something big, we'll be right out. Just give us the location.
I'm assuming we miss half the directions because then he just picks up. And the diner's just past the junction of these two gravel roads that Iron Man, are you there? Now look, Avenger, I've got to go tackle War Star again. They put themselves back together. So I've got to know if you're coming or...
They're already on their way, Cap, leaving their ever faithful reservists to hold the fort. But what do you mean that this War Star has put themselves back together, Cap? Huh? He hung up. I don't know between being left as house sitter and watching my estranged husband flirt with Spider-Woman. Maybe I should have stayed in Detroit.
And I'm sure the West Coast Avengers were closer than the East Coast Avengers, but shouldn't John Jameson be closer than all of them?
No, they're not on talking.
They're not talking, yeah.
Although maybe Cap couldn't call John from the payphone. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
All right. So a short time later, somewhere over New Mexico.
I think this is Hawkeye.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So War Star is really this little guy riding on the back of a big guy, only they seem to make up just the one entity.
Scarlet Witch is like, too bad they fled before we reached Benson.
So Rick figures they're Kree, huh?
There's something alien, that's for sure. And they're just capable to have captured, and they're just liable to have captured him.
Well, at least we've zeroed in on your communicard.
But I fixed it so it would operate my sky cycle for him. If they've caught him and dumped the cycle, Rick Jones could be anywhere. And we see the Kree leading Rick into the cave.
The Shi'ar.
The Shi'ar. You just insulted them.
Come on.
Hey, Taryn.
Oh, yeah. And they're speaking Shi'ar. Okay, they got the funky angler triangle.
Uh-huh.
We found it, comrade. The lost Kree outpost. See, that's why I'm thinking it's Kree outpost. The lost Kree outpost. This upper level was apparently destroyed by the explosion in which the renegade Kree commander Yon-Rog perished. Oracle's like, but it's not the upper level we want. Is it, Taryn?
No, mistress. What you seek is on a lower level. Down this way.
Where's the escalator? He led us right to it. The long outlawed Psych Magnetron. It's virtually untouched. In fact, there's very little destruction on this level. All right. I don't know if they're going to mention this in the letter pages or not, but isn't the Psych Magnetron in one of mar-vell's battles? Wasn't that what gave Carol Danvers her powers?
I think so. I think so. I don't remember for sure.
So yes, that created the current Captain Marvel. Oracle. Mar-vell clearly judged by the damage done near the surface, and thus mistakenly thought the entire outpost had been obliterated. Quickly now, we know that we Imperial Guardsmen came after. Aye, Oracle. But why the big hurry? That matter reshaping device is hardly going anywhere, nor is this single part of it which we need. Still, Tempest, there's nothing to be gained by. What's that? Look, something is rising from below. There must be a third level, of which are spies, and the Terran knew nothing. Then that huge form can only be a Kree sentry? Oh, a Kree sentry? And Oracle, stay here, Terran. And not simply a sentry, man of the Shi'ar. I am Intergalactic Sentry 372, reactivated for the first time since my posting on this primitive planet some 250 centuries ago.
Wow.
And he doesn't need it.
No oil can?
No reboot, no...
Well, he's not running Microsoft.
I was going to say, no update. Yeah. That low number means it's one of the first centuries produced. My mental bolts have no effect on its synthetic brain. Electron, Tempest, use your electrical powers against it. But why did it come to life now instead of during some earlier intrusion? The Sentry says, it would seem the Shi'ar have advanced somewhat since my creation, yet still have not moved beyond the enervating pull of base curiosity. I was programmed to self-activate when this chamber was entered, and there was no Kree officer present.
Nice little bit of retroactive continuity there, right?
Yes. In the three most recent intrusions, only the first of these two conditions was met. On this occasion, both were, and so I must destroy all interlopers. Oracle, take this. It does not risk being damaged. She says, yes. Keep on the move so they can't zero in on us. We can only hope we're doing some harm with our electro bolts as they're shooting at this giant sentry. You mean with our Tempest bolts? He is missing us, surely. But look, his blasts are sweeping toward the young Terran, who being mesmerized does not even seek to avoid them. Small loss. We have already learned from him all we need to know. So he is ultimately expendable. And don't call me Shirley. Yeah, so he's expendable. And then we see Cap dive in. Not to me. He tackles Rick out of the way. Rick, wake up.
Hi, Cap. Where am I? Look, it's not my fault about your cycle, honest. At least I saved your special card. Got it right here in my pocket.
Fellow Shi'ar, we have what we need. Can we go now?
Sorry, fella. You forgot to say, Mother, may I?
The Avengers!
Who are these guys? Compass? The big one's a Kree sentry.
That one called the others Shi'ar. Wonderful. Are we in for a Kree Shi'ar war this time?
Ding, 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 ding.
And then Warstar's back. Will, that was you last time, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. Okay, yeah. It has already begun, organic being.
He knocks Wonder Man out of the way. We see Cap say, Warstar! And Scarlet Witch. No wonder you couldn't find him, Cap. He was following you.
Never mind that. Which side are we on?
And Oracle's yelling at her guys, bring the youth. I have incapacitated him anew. And Cap yells, Wonder Man, Lightning, stop them.
Captain America's used to people squatting when he says sit, isn't he?
Yeah, you might say that.
Squatting? Then the sentries throwing punches at them. Shi'ar, Earthling, it is all the same to a Kree sentry. All intruders are to be destroyed. All.
We heard you the first time, Tiny Tim.
Iron Man, take out the little guy around back.
Why? It's the big guy who's giving you all the grief.
Just do it.
That's me again. Yeah. You should have heated him while he fights Cecil. Beni is ready for you. Beni? Cecil? Where are you two from? Some moon called Leakin' Luna? My mechanoid mind does not comprehend your meaning. Then by all means, I'll explain. After you make yourself comfortable. Arr!
As he tackles, shoulder checks him into the wall. Cap goes, finally. The two of them are linked somehow. When the little one's hurt, the big one goes to pieces.
So that's what you meant. Want me to give him another love tap?
And Cap throws his shield at the ceiling. No thanks, Avenger. I think I can handle it. And bring some rubble down on the big one, Rumble. Helps Iron Man up. You all right?
Yeah, my head's ringing from metal hitting metal, that's all. Don't look now, but Warstar's making a getaway.
I'll trail them, see if I can find out what they're up to.
You do that little thing, Cap, while I give a helping hand against the sentry.
Ooh.
Yeah, we could sure use you.
Might as well be using rubber tips.
My psi webs are slowing him a little bit, but and Scarlet Witch is like, there's more than my hex power seems to be doing.
Who do you think that is?
I'm guessing it's Iron Man.
Okay. Don't speak too soon, Wanda. I've got a hunch you just altered the probability of my finding a weak spot. A seam on his chest rated first.
He's on the ropes. I'll see if I can peel him off some more. He can't. We gets backhanded. U.S. agent
across the cave.
Yikes.
Try to hold the sentry a few more seconds, Avengers. I've got to make certain U.S. agents okay. Take your time, Shellhead. Now that you and Wanda opened up the walking tin can, my explosive arrows might just spill out all the sardines.
Yo, Iron Man, I think maybe I found us a weapon.
And a level above, the Shi'ar get stopped by some lightning. That blinding light. What? Some of the Terrans must have found a...
Shortcut is the term you're groping for, gorgeous.
You can flee with the young Terran if you wish, Oracle. Our electrical power should halt this pair.
Electricity? Then we'll all be all right at home. Essay?
Make that 3 out of 4, kid. I can't fly like you 3 either.
Then you have no Wait, something is canceling out my anti-gravity apparatus.
Must be all the ionic energy that supercharges my bod.
Hurry, Cecil, while the Terran is grappling with Tempest. You can grasp... Oh, sorry, I should be whispering this. Hurry up, Cecil, while Terran is grappling with Tempest. You can grasp him in a deadly stranglehold.
Not so hot when somebody pulls your plug, are you, pal?
Sounded dirty. Simon, behind you.
Thanks for the warning, Cap.
Because Cap trips Warstar with his shield.
Yeah, right under the foot, slips on it like a banana peel. Now far be it from me to give you orders, but why don't you chase the elusive Mr. Jones for a while?
Well, I'm on my way. If I get the page to turn. Okay. As below. Destroy.
Good old Bola arrow. As a gimmick, it's a bit 250s, but still.
Step aside, Clint. I'll see if I can trip him up. And then that's what Scarlet Witch says. Spider-Woman says, you'll stand an even better chance if I can clump up his eyes so he can't see.
Actually, Spy, I think a Sentry's got visual units rather than eyes as such. But what matters is between the 3 of us, we got him.
Scarlet Witch says, he's only down, not out.
You had to be right again there, didn't you, Wanda? Those rays cut right through Spy's half-formed psywebs. But what in blazes are they doing to us?
And Spider-Woman's thinking it's imprisoned them within a mass of colloidal atoms, like I read about in the files that the Avengers exchanged with the Fantastic Four. But that
another geek that reads the files just like Wendell.
But that info isn't going to save Wanda and Hawkeye. My psyweb's barely slowing down either. But I've got to try before it's fist.
Oh, Sentry. To use an old Earthman phrase, stick 'em up.
It's Blanchard. We picked the winner all right. He knows what this baby can do, which is more than we can do.
Spider-Woman, blow him away, guys, if you can. And the Sentry looks up at Iron Man and U.S. agent holding a big gun. A Sentry can never surrender. A Sentry must be true to its programming. Thus, if I cannot destroy those who have invaded this outpost, I must destroy the
He's going down. But what the Sam Hill is he do? Is this gadget doing to him?
Frankly, Agent, I haven't the foggiest notion. All we care, Shellhead, is that he keeps doing it.
Lightning.
Oh, sorry. Got you, Loco. I did it. I actually zapped him.
Arr!
Up till now, I've felt like the new kid on the block. The burial boy they let in on a whim. But I've got the power to outshock this alien stormtrooper. Maybe I do belong in the Avengers crew after all. A toda madre.
You know, Cap, this is loads of fun, but have you any idea what these Shi'ar Sunshine boys are really up to? I know they kidnapped Rick. That's enough for the. Oh, sorry. There's no line on that, so it's just.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't steal Cap's line a second before he says it. I know they kidnapped Rick. That's enough for the moment. As he knocks over Oracle. Sorry, miss.
Oh, so polite.
I know. Just like Wendell. And Oracle's thinking, this pitched battle avails us nothing. And Cap's thinking, she must be sending out some kind of brainwaves. And she's not aiming them at me, but up in the air at the living lightning.
I don't feel so good.
It starts raining down lightning. Let us flee while we can.
Our mind blasts. They're tearing his lab apart.
I have the part of the psych magnetron that we need, Oracle, but I never knew your mental bolts could physically disturb inorganic matter before. She says, they didn't, Tempest. It's not I who am destroying the Kree outpost.
It's that terminally damaged Sentry.
If we can't defend this place, he must be programmed to obliterate it.
Didn't he just? Sorry. Let's hit it, guys.
Iron Man.
A couple of earlier explosions failed to demolish this outpost.
But it looks like third time's the charm. Everybody out. Rumble.
We made it.
Is that Cap?
I don't know.
Don't send up the rockets just yet, son.
Right, those Shi'ar got away with whatever they came for, and that can't be good news. They headed straight up into outer space where we can't follow.
All right, let's get to the hero part. Cap says, but there's one Avenger who just might be able to, if we can reach him. Next panel. Hi, Captain America. Quasar here. Yes. What can I do for you? And Cap says, a small Shi'ar ship on the periphery of space. Oh, that's Quasar. A small Shi'ar ship on the periphery of space? Sure, I can catch it. I'll have to get out of Earth's atmosphere before I can really open up. I've located a captain, and boy, is it traveling 80% light speed. No, that doesn't mean I can't catch it. What's up with it? When my quantum bands are clicking, I can catch just about anything. But at the Shi'ar mothership, this is Oracle. Prepare for boarding of my craft and crew. And we see Quasar quantum jump like right behind him. Made it. There's the ship. Now it should be no great trick too. Uh-oh. Just as I quantum jumped in, looks like the starship's getting set to warp out. Some sort of hole in space appearing between it and the sun. And it's plunging right through. Well, guess who's going to be right on its hyperspacing tail? Wendell Vaughn, a.k.a. Quasar, a.k.a. Protector of the Unit. Yow! That was a solar flare. A black solar flare, no less. It closed up the hole after the Shi'ar ship, leaving me with cosmic egg on my face. And I don't even know what this was all about yet. All right, so our little epilogue here. 1,379,000,000 miles from Earth on a good day. Titan circles a Saturn that circles the sun. Rick Jones, Elacius, the Avengers, all were with Captain Mar-vell when he was buried on this tiny hunk of rock, almost too small to be called a moon. None of them is here now beside his tomb, but someone is. You see a shadow. All right, to be continued in part 3, Quasar 32. So yay, a lot of Quasar.
Yay!
And then in Avengers West Coast 81, Pandemonium at Project Pegasus. Hey, our old Project Pegasus.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, so should we get to this the letters page where it says
I'm a little annoyed they got Quasar's costume wrong, but that's just because I'm crazy. So
is his hair really that long? It's almost like in his face in that, like the last panel he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, at least they knew we could quantum jump.
True.
That's right.
All right, so yeah, we get the box on the letters page. Special Galactic Storm warnings. Since Rick Jones, Captain Mar-vell, and the epoch-making Kree-Skrull War form the underpinning of the entire 19 parts, we'll do more, of Operation Galactic Storm, we thought we should toss in a bit of what the TV people call backstory. So we did.
Ooh.
Ooh, TV talk. On pages 2 and 3 of this issue, besides, those Imperial Guards had to get their information from someplace, didn't they? All right. The Skrulls, as every truly hip school child knows, first appeared in Fantastic Four #2, while a Sentry made its debut in Fantastic Four 64, the first mention anywhere of Kree. So FF64 people, the first mention of any Kree. Mar-vell, cool. An officer of the Kree, came to Earth in Marvel Superheroes 18, and 2 issues later got his own title. It was in Captain Marvel 17 that Rick Jones acquired the Negabands, which enabled him to switch atoms with Mar-vell. We're going to get that in about 2 episodes, switching atoms. With Mar-vell in the negative zone. In Captain Marvel 18, the Kree commander, Jan Rog, unearthed the Psych Magnetron, though he didn't long survive the experience. When we decided it was time for Marvel's 2 premier space races to clash, the storyline which involved the Kree-Skrull War ran from Avengers 89 through 97. Man, that was a long story for that. What was that? The 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The classic Thomas Adams Buscema Palmer issues. 93 through 97 were reprinted by Mar-vell in deluxe form a few years back, which would be even more years back at this point. Mar-vell at last died in the Jim Starlin graphic novel The Death of Captain Mar-vell. Right on the nose. That plus the facts that there have been other Kree-Skrull confrontations since the initial one, and that the Shi'ar have been around since X-Men 97, should be all you need to know to enjoy the forthcoming chapters of Operation Galactic Storm. By the way, did you know that the far-famed Kree-Skrull War was never called that in those classic Avengers issues themselves? The cover of 97 proclaimed it the fearful finale of the Skrullverse Kree War.
Oh,
they got top billing. But it was Mar-vell's own magnificent readers who coined the term, and we, who know a good thing when we finally hear it, have been using the phrase ever since. So, Kree, Shi'ar. And by the way, what are the Skrulls up to?
Ask Ray.
I don't know.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, but since we finished the issue, I can't get the Ray's feedback. Because I was telling Will, Matt, I just told him this morning that we were doing this, which I guess was his last night. So he's like, "Oh, it's late. I'll just send you some, like a message." It's like, okay, no audio. All right, so the great Ray from Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast, and the Last Sons of Krypton podcast sent us this for part 2. I just read part 2. As it's evening here, I won't get a chance to send a voicemail. Here are my thoughts on part 2. Hi guys, we are well underway with Operation Galactic Storm, and the big takeaway from this West Coast Avengers issue is that I'd forgotten how much I love Dave Ross's pencils. For me, he was the WCA as much of my 90s collection centered around his run. Living Lightning is still one of the best looking characters in his Lightning form, and this issue was very much in the classic style of West Coast Avengers. A little snippet of them training, the dynamics between some of them, i.e. the odd niggle here and there, they coming together for a major battle. Niggle? Niggle? Must be Skrull. Must be Skrull.
Yeah.
I loved it all, even down to the on-again, off-again relationship between Iron Man and Avengers East Coast leader Cap. I've never heard of the expression that someone could have a mad on for another. Sounds almost dirty. Nah. Ray, in other part of the world, niggle sounds a little dirtier than mad on.
Yeah. Mad on.
Say, mate, did you touch my niggle? Can't show.
Man, if I had a nickel for any time someone used the word niggle, I'd have 15 cents in my whole life.
Oh, hey, remember you can't show your niggles on Instagram.
No.
So what of the plot driving Operation Galactic Storm? Well, we're given a clue that the Shi'ar are involved and for some reason are looking for a piece of the Psych Magnetron. It looks like the Kree are too, with the intrusion of Warstar. I like how things are building here, and Cap even alludes to a coming Kree-Shi'ar war. Poor Rick is just manhandled throughout and doesn't care much must be fair. He must mean fair, but it says doesn't care much better at the end. I like the Imperial Guardsmen as well. I remember reading about them in my Mar-vell handbook of the Mar-vell universe. Something about the aesthetic of Tempest, which is pretty cool. I'm sure you guys did the same, but there was an internal cheer from me as we saw Quasar towards the end of this issue. Yes.
Comes to save the day.
It was not internal.
Whoa.
It was external.
Roy and Dan Thomas really pushing the point that Quasar is vastly powerful, with him talking about easily reaching light speed. A bit on the nose, but hey, the 90s. Can't wait for part 3 in Quasar. Us too. Loving it so far, because that's the early stages, but would like to know from you guys, did you read much of this 90s West Coast Avengers team? Who is your favorite team member? All right, before we can answer that before I get to the rest. Yeah, I started reading. Well, I went back eventually, but I think I started reading around Acts of Vengeance. But yeah, I was reading. I think I started reading West Coast Avengers before I even started reading the regular Avengers. So yeah, this was like my Avengers team for a while. So yeah, right. Who did I like? Wonder Man was cool, but I don't know. I liked US Agent just butting heads with everybody. And Hawkeye was cool. Will?
Well, I bought it when it was West Coast Avengers, for original limited series, because I was reading Avengers at the time, and hey, more Avengers, yay! I always really liked Hawkeye and Mockingbird as a team. That was I loved that, and then things got
Phantom
weird.
Rider, yes.
Phantom Rider, the whole it got weird.
How dare you? How dare you kill a guy that drugged you and probably attempted to rape you? How dare you? Matt,
favorite West Coast Avengers.
Yep.
I mean, I like Wonder Man. I liked. I think that West Coast Avengers was my first taste of Iron Man in the Silver Sentry costume, right?
The red and silver one, yeah.
Yeah, and so that kind of fascinated me. But I don't know. It's a book that I would pick up from time to time, and usually enjoyed it. I went back and I have like the first 40 West Coast Avengers, and then like a bunch of other random ones that I was planning on digging into last winter that I did not get around to. So that's my project for this winter too. Although there's piles and piles of books on everything. But
I know what Ray's driving at. You know who was on the West Coast Avengers like a few years before this?
The Thing.
Is it some Batman?
We're gonna get detail on that,
Ray.
Well, yeah. I remember a certain
white Batman.
a certain softball spectator. Not good enough to play on the team.
Oh wow!
Chasing after Tigra.
Oh yeah, I like Tigra too.
Just kidding, Ray. I like Moon Knight. He's cool.
Can't wait for the TV series. Hope he gets another solo series. Although, did you see that? Did you see where we're getting Moon Knight in December?
Oh, it's December? Really?
No,
that soon?
I think it's when it starts. No. You see what comic book he's going to be in?
Oh
no.
He's teaming up with a few others, but it's the main character who the story's based around is Conan the Barbarian.
Weird.
Oh,
Conan.
Savage Avengers?
No. Conan's in Savage Avengers, but Moon Knight's not there. Yeah, he's with the Punisher and Wolverine over there. No, but I guess it's going to be a mini-series, but it's like Conan the Serpent War or something.
Oh,
cool. I hadn't heard about that.
It's cool. I was at a comic book store going through some back issues today, and I almost bought it, but I already have it. Marvel Age 74. It's got a big Moon Knight cover. So, Ray, be on the lookout for that. Old Marvel Age.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't know if you guys read it, but the Moon Knight annual that came out last week with him versus Kang was pretty good.
Oh, him. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting.
Oh yeah, pairing. He was basically Kang was basically after these 3 mystical artifacts of Khonshu, and then it was basically him like Moon Knight was basically chasing him through time and stuff. And I don't know if it's like a retcon or if it's just like from them battling through time. But then there was like different Moon Knights in different eras. Like there was a Wild West Moon Knight and a World War II Moon Knight. Yeah.
Was the Wild West one called Saloon Knight? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's too bad.
Jeez. All right, let me finish his.
And there's a Moon Knight that really likes cuddling called Spoon Knight.
Or one drawn like a Disney cartoon, Toon Knight.
Yeah. Or one that only likes water birds called Loon Knight. All right.
See what you get. See what you get, Ray. Or one who just punches everybody, doesn't think first. You called Goon Knight. He's never going to write us or talk to us again.
One with a really squeaky voice called Balloon Knight.
Oh wow, that has been run so far into the ground.
Or one who never left the desert called Dune Knight. So anyway, check out Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast with Ray. All right. So he says, I'll just end by saying I wish Wonder Man and Iron Man still by I don't know, it must have autocorrected. There's a
bickered?
Maybe like they did in the 80s. Oh yeah, maybe. But I guess Tony is too busy being at loggerheads with Steve now. Can't wait to hear your thoughts and keep up the great work. Cheers, Ray.
Cheers.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that this was not too long after Armor Wars, where Cap and Iron Man were, basically on opposite sides. Civil War. Sorry.
Civil Armor War.
Yeah. How about a Moon Knight that embraces old technology? Zune Knight.
Does he show up in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, don't get Marvel ideas. I can see Matt going through the alphabet right now.
Well, there's a couple. I mean, there's a crime fighter that's always being talked about, but never arrives, called Soon Knight. All right.
Or when they use his mystical ratings or stones, Rune Knight.
Or one that can only fight crime in Alaska for part of the year, called Noon Knight. That's it. That's
a singing version called Croon Knight.
Come on.
Nice. All right, Ray. Such a Ray-centric episode.
What about an elderly crime fighter that needs help digesting food, called Prune Knight?
I don't think we can top that
one.
I'm just
down under. Problems down under.
I'm just waiting for the episode of Into the Night where they do all the Quasar jokes.
Just try it.
It's all Colin Bunn's fault, Ray. He buried all those Moon Knights in that annual.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else, gentlemen?
No. Nothing.
I think
so. Yes, good. Next episode, part 3, Quasar 32 with Will's favorite cover.
The best cover of all time. Yes.
With Quasar versus the Legion of Superheroes. I mean,
the Shi'ar Imperial Guard. Sorry.
At Mar-vell's tomb.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then we're gonna have the episode after that. We'll have a big Matt Kona-centric episode with Rick Jones and Wonder Man.
Well, yeah. I do my voice exercises for that.
Oh, Quasar's in that for a little bit. And our old buddy Captain Atlas.
That's an awesome Wonder Man. That series just started out great, and it was awesome.
Like I said,
great art.
We're gonna be hitting at least 3 issues of Wonder Man. So
cool.
All right. Let's get out of here. All right, everyone, send your thoughts like Ray did this episode. so we can mock you too. So you can email all that to capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/quantumzonepod, and make sure to join our Facebook group, Eon's Closet, at facebook.com/groups/quantumzone, at quantumzonepod on Twitter. Follow CL Sidekicks on Instagram. Check out Work in Progress. It has not escaped through a black hole. capesandlunatics.org. Subscribe to the Capes and Lunatics YouTube channel and our weekly newsletter, capesandlunatics.home.blog. Call our voicemail, Ray, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And you can watch us live every show we do on our the Capes and Lunatics Facebook, on the Twitter, and at getvocal.com/channel/capes. All right. Matt Kona, where can people get a hold of you?
You can find me at the iTunes night and at Matt Kona, MATTKONA. And hey, while you're there on Twitter or Instagram, follow at Yale Matt Recap, because possibly by the time this airs, you'll be seeing some daily content where we watch a horror movie and talk about it. Or we watch a movie that I thought was a horror movie and there's some horror aspects to it, but it was not really that much of a horror movie. That's the one we watched today, called The Class of 1984. But
I thought they made that mistake where he mistook the movies 28 Days and 28 Days Later.
Yeah, we got Sandra Bullock in rehab. Thought it was going to be a monster. It was thought it was a prequel to 28 Days Later, but no. There's a few movies like that I've
So you're gonna do it again. You guys are gonna do every month, every day during October.
Yeah. Yes. I'm already tired.
Hey, at least you get to cuddle on the couch with the wife.
Yeah, maybe. But,
for all the world to see on the internet.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, follow that if you're not sick of my voice. You're
Of course not, Wonder Man. You're a star, baby. All right,
Hollywood celebrity Wonder Man.
All right, Master Quantum Zone. Will Allred, where can people find you and your work?
You can find me at Walred. That's WALLRED. Gmail, Twitter, Facebook. You can also find my self-published comic Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. Woo, it's got some really great art by Gene Gonzalez. And you can also find all kinds of cool stuff about Quasar at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
What would a very young child call Khonshu's enforcer? Woo night. Ray, you make it too easy. We need to get him on. Like I said, I can't wait for the episode of Into the Night where they hear all the Quasar jokes, and everyone on there is be like, "Why are you doing Quasar jokes?" But thank you, everyone, especially you, Ray. You're always a good sport. Mm-hmm. And Soshin, I thought this was your favorite story. Come on. Watch, we'll be like part 10 or something, and Soshin will start writing in or something. So yes, next week, Quasar 32, followed by Wonder Man number 7, starring Matt Kona.
Yes.
That's some of the
many voices of Matt Kona.
The many personalities of Matt Kona. Followed by Avengers 345. That'll be something. Iron Man 278, Thor 445, Captain America 399, and then back to West Coast Avengers. Whew. Until we get to Cap 400. All right, Quantum Zoners. Come join us in war next week. And remember, keep quantum.